Back to live action. Shout out to DJ JOJ for that quick mini mix. And shout out to our special invited guest, the God OC. Word.
Peace.
Peace, King. Peace, King.
Peace. What's going on, fellas?
Everything is good, man. Thank you for checking in with us today, man. We really appreciate you taking the time out to rock with us today, man. So hopefully you enjoy yourself, man. Have a good interview, man. We going to get to a lot of things, man, because you a legend in the game. We going to give you all your props while you here, man. We ain't going to wait until you gone to really start showing love, man. So I appreciate you, King, man. For real. So you got the God, Ali Vegas, in here with me. It's my co-host. We got my other co-host, EDDIYAMEAN. She's on the line on the Zoom with you. And we got
Peace,
DJ.
King.
Peace.
And we got DJ JOJ on the ones and twos
Peace,
as well.
almighty, peace.
Peace. Peace.
Word, man. So, OC, man, for those that don't know you, like the younger generation, the people that may be listening now, tell people who you are and where you're from and what inspired you and who inspired you to become an MC. We're going to take it back.
Wow. First off, I want to say thanks to everybody. Y'all talking that legend shit, man. Look at that young king right there. Vegas, man.
Yo, it's the God.
That dude right there he grew up in this shit, and he was young when he came in, so it's weird to look at him because he's still young. You know what I'm saying? And he was nice then, so I could imagine, you know what I mean? Like, we already know what he do today, but, you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Yeah. I'm just happy to be here, but, yeah, my thing go back to, Jesus, 75. You know, just a kid in the you know, I seen the park jams and all of that from Brooklyn to Southside. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the Flatbush, to seeing the Infinity Machine and Divine Force. You know, Divine Sounds, and you know, just a lot of history I've been around, you know? So I go back to 75 when it comes to the music as a child. But, you know, fast forward from me coming into the game, I would say I came in 86, 85,
wow,
being around Pharaoh and Prince Poe from Organized Confusion.
Queens.
And,
Queens.
you know, me and Pharaoh grew up in Southside as well. He was my neighbor across the street.
Nice.
So them dudes is my teachers. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Shout out to Pharaoh Monch, man. I used to see Monch every now and then in the gym.
Him and Prince, man.
Yeah,
109. They used to.
I seen him at LA Fitness. He be getting it in.
Yeah, he get it in all the time, man. Before Corona, he was in there heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Ever since my sister's on the check-in.
Word.
Yeah,
so
I mean, that's how far back. You know, them guys basically are my they the blueprint for what I am today. And I love them dudes because, you know, growing up around them, being the youngest and being a spoiled brat and shit like that, they used to tell me shit straight up, like, nah, don't sound like us, and, you know, you ain't part of our group, so why you trying to sound like us? And that shit used to break me, but it taught me something. They wasn't doing it to be mean or facetious, teaching me to be and, you know, I only know what that means.
Yeah.
Like,
Being an MC, so.
Wow.
Y'all the original, man, and them niggas broke me. They broke me and rebuilt. I rebuilt myself being around them guys.
Wow. And leading to that first album, you was the only one that had a feature on that album, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was last minute. Like, it was a group of us around them, and you know, I was doing demos and stuff prior to that. You know, I went on the first Source tour with them, the very first Source tour.
Wow.
And, you know, this was 91. So they basically put me on the spot. And if I wasn't ready, they damn sure wouldn't have put me on the record. That's how, you know, I look at it today. So,
no question.
You know, it was written. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended.
No question. So how did you link up with DITC, man? And what borough do you really claim? Because you said the South Side, you said Brooklyn. What borough you really claiming?
I can claim both. I can legitimately claim Bushwick
Okay.
I could say this on air. I could claim Bushwick. I do claim Bushwick, and I claim Jamaica Queens, Southside. No doubt.
No doubt. Word. So how do you link with
DRTC? For
DRTC?
40 projects.
No question. So how did you link with DRTC?
Well, like I said, I went on the very first Source tour with Prince and Pharaoh. So that's where I met Biz. That's where I met Roxanne Shante. I met Lord Finesse on that tour.
Shout out to
Finesse brought Buck on some dates. That's how I met Buck Wild, the producer, one of the producers in our crew. And I mean, shit, man, Finesse is the glue to everything.
Yeah. Shout out to Lord Finesse.
After Prince and March, like that's where my lineage with digging starts with Finesse. After the tour, I stayed in contact with Ness, and me and Buck just had a camaraderie after that, and I started going up to the Bronx and doing demos with Buck.
Wow. So as an MC coming from Queens, did you get any shade from any other members of the group, being that you was coming from Queens and record with them in the Bronx and all that?
Nah.
None of that?
Nah, well, we recorded most of our stuff in D&D.
Okay, so that's okay.
So,
Queen.
I mean, shit, Premier's from Texas.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Guru is from Boston, so it was a gumbo, but, everybody in Digging is most of the crew is from the BX, with the exception of me and L. Me and L was from L's from Harlem.
Yeah.
And at that time, I'm claiming Southside.
No doubt. No doubt. Word. So what was it like working with L, man?
L was gifted, man. Not many people realize, he was in high school doing when he discovered himself. He introduced himself to Finesse in a spot called Rock and Wheels, and he told Ness, if I'm trash, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll rip my number up that I'm about to give you.
Wow.
And Ness looked at this dude like, yo, this dude is cocky. You know what I'm saying? And I met L probably after his first album came out. And, I was already part of the clique, but Shorty was already nice in high school, man. Like, it would have been crazy to see what he morphed into, today. Because I tell people, like, yo, some of y'all went to Doug L today because he was going for superstardom. He was looking for that whole, he was looking for that shit.
Yeah.
He was looking for what Joe has, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was looking for superstar status.
Yeah, he wanted it. Like I had conversations with him, like, and he like, yo, Vic, he like, these niggas can't fuck with me. Like, we on the side of the park, and he just like, I'll run laps around these niggas. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just, it was just like, just the respect that, like, there's the respect that y'all carried. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where it was like, you had Joe in them, but O and L was like, that was like the backcourt. That was like,
I was the super backcourt.
That's what y'all can't fuck with them. Like L and OC is like you can't. Nobody can fuck with them too. And it was shown because remember everybody else in the group is like you said, it's from the BX, so everybody else is rhyming graunchy.
Yeah.
And these two is from Harlem and Queens, so they got the finesse with it.
Yes.
And that's what made it be like, you just like, damn. And then once they, you know what I mean? Because it was like, what O had that L ain't had was he had the God wisdom. So when he started, like when he added that flavor to it, it was just like, damn, he got the flyness, the God wisdom. Like, it was just like, you could see it. And that's how it was, you know what I mean? Bonafide. Like, it was nothing you could do. That's what people don't understand because they don't study the game the way, if you study the game, that's what made them so dangerous, was because if you look at all the elements they had within that crew, that's what made it so crazy. And he was just like Finesse and them they ain't stupid. They know what they was adding. They knew the element they was adding when they was adding OC to it. They was like, you know what? We don't have that. So now if we add that, now we got him, we got the flyness, we got the God wisdom, and we got the graunchiness from the BX. It's like, now we dangerous.
100%. 100%.
See, this dude right here just caught up to himself. He was intelligent when he was young. Vegas was intelligent. But it's don't mind me, man. I ain't making fun of you, but like I said, it's just funny because he looked the same 20-something years later, man. He's still young. He's younger than me, but this shit is so dope, man. I love New York.
Yeah,
straight up.
That's crazy.
When you speak about Big L, I know when Big L was working with Joe, he told Joe, like, I'm gonna body you on your own song, right?
Right.
And being a wordsmith, I know when you were a youngster, your mother made you read, right? And we talk a lot on the show about reading and vocabulary, So can you just let them know, our listeners know, the importance of being able to read? Because a lot of these guys want to be rappers, but they don't know that they need to invest in reading and expanding their vocabulary.
Right. Shit, my mom's used to order this shit called Riff. I said this shit on Sway Show and they bust out laughing. But she used to order this thing called Riff. Reading is fundamental. And I used to read all that stuff. I used to read old Jet magazines. I used to read. I wrote books on L. Ron Hubbard to write books on Dianetics from reading L. Ron Hubbard books back then in the 70s. And I used to read a lot of Dr. Seuss shit, even though that shit is simple, in context, but. Like I said, Sway Lab, because I said big brown bear, beautiful bull, blowing bubbles, biting backwards, black bug, banana boxes, Buick blood. I remember this shit from 30 years ago. This is kid shit. That's not even in existence no more. 100%. But it's in my head. So I always read. My mom's told me years later, basically, you can't write without reading.
Everything revolves around reading. Facts. Like what I teach the kids is that everything revolves around reading. When you do math, you have to read. That's what I understand. When reading is everything revolves around reading. When you do a math problem, you should I teach kids how to do math. I tell them read the problem first, then understand the problem, then solve it. Most people see math and they only look at the numbers. They don't read the problem. So reading is everything. I walk with a dictionary. Yeah, facts. I don't even. If you ain't reading, your mind ain't growing.
Yeah. And here's another thing: us being melanated, man, we connected to the earth. I'm not trying to go on no rabbit hole shit, but and some things, like you said, you add on to your cipher. So even without that dictionary, it's just some shit already. Like when somebody asks you, and you like, damn, how I knew that. But it's just some things in our code, man. It's just there.
Facts.
And it stay with you. Like it don't ever leave you. It's just like and that's the part of life.
It's transfer. It goes from from generation to generation. Some people unlock it, some people don't.
No question. Word, man. So I recall you talking about an instance, man, where you was on tour with Al overseas, man, and that was the end of your blowing days, trees.
Oh nah. I don't know. Kids might watch this, so I never. For me, from the cloth and cut from I blow trees now. Okay. But it's a different aspect with me now with smoking weed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I haven't blown trees for 20-some years up until maybe this year.
Wow.
Damn. But now I'm relearning myself and I'm relearning the leaf.
Yeah.
Because dudes be like, yo, don't do this and put it out, and I'm like, why? And he like, nigga, if you smoke that.
Man.
You have your heart gonna be skipping. I'm like, is it cocaine?
Nah.
I don't want my shit skipping. What kind of weed? He like, nah, it's just you ain't no connoisseur no more. So you gotta take it easy. If you smoke that, just take 2 pulls and put it out. Trust me. Yeah. And trust me, certain sativas and Incas and shit like that, I'll be like, yeah, he was right.
Yo. So what's your relationship with the crew now, man? Y'all still rock? Like you trying to make music together? What's the situation now? With DITC?
I ain't in New York no more, so I'm out of town now. I but we all cool. We still all cool. Like everybody just, it's almost 30 years later with everybody. So everybody doing their own thing, man. Like me, I'm winding it down. Like I'll be 50 next year, so
salute.
I'm on this last album thing, before I turn 51, and that'll be like 15 albums solo wise in the can. But that's probably my time to exit after this last album. You know what I'm saying?
So we got to get it
everybody's
done.
Doing their own thing. Buck is running around with all these new cats, he throwing them, and he's producing for Rashid Chappelle, and he's getting it in. So I'm like, yo, I gotta wind mines down too.
So I'm sending you something tonight.
So you need to
we gotta get it. We gotta get it done.
I'm not retiring. I'm just retiring from making records for myself.
We on it because my sister Amina, she always be like, you and OC gotta get it.
Yeah, she always big you up, man.
Yeah, she always
love you to life, not to death. She love you to life.
Yeah, like she always be like, you always. I'm like, bet, let's get it done.
Yeah. And I respect you because I heard you say somewhere that today's game, you don't knock it in the state that it's in. You basically is like, look, let them do what they do. What's your take? Like, explain to everybody why you take that stance, because a lot of people, even people that we affiliate ourselves with here at the station, they just choose to knock it and they don't want to give it a chance. Like, let
we was
everybody
their age, man.
Yeah.
We was their age before. Like, that's number one. Number two, I seen an interview with Royce, the 5'9", last week.
Yes.
And, we all not going to agree with everything each other says, but one thing he did say is that, we all got faults. Like, I don't want to see us killing each other, but that's something we have to figure out. Nobody outside of our people should be figuring shit like that out. It should be on us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to see kids get killed. I don't want to see women get punched in the face. None of that. But that's something black people have to figure out themselves. And it's the same thing with the young cats that's doing it right now. I might not like some of that shit, but I don't voice my opinion too much with that, man, because you got to let them do what they do, because we was their age before.
100%.
And I ain't listening to everything people told me when I was in my mid-20s, early 30s. So who am I to say something to them? But if I drop you a jewel, just take heed to it, or, just at least act like you're listening to it, or tuck it away for later.
No question.
And get back at, and get back at me, or just do what you do and apply it to your life.
No question. So with everything going on right now in the country, man, around police reform, social injustice, and after hearing the latest news about what happened in Kentucky with the Breonna Taylor situation, do you think that the hip-hop community should do more about raising awareness, like how the Stop the Violence movement was back in the days? Do you think that we could play a greater role in trying to make change to the system?
I mean, that's how leaders are created, through music. Unfortunately, I ain't make a mistake saying that either. Through music and entertainment, it's influential. And like I said, I don't feel like going down this rabbit hole about the music business. Yeah. Because I'm sick of talking about that shit and But
vague talk about it all the time.
The influence, man, like it's undeniable. So if me and Ali Vegas is on screen doing some foul shit, and the C's is watching, they gonna do the same shit more or less.
100%.
You know what I mean? Exactly. So we gotta curb, like I said, we gotta police ourselves. We gotta fix a lot of things, man. And I don't think it's gonna get fixed in this lifetime, but we can start. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Oh, and the Breonna Taylor thing, I'm on the fence with that. Not the way what happened to her, but how many people gonna have to get rocked for us to be ready to die?
Ooh, boy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I said.
We've been saying this, right?
I'm how many of us got to get rocked? I mean, how our women and kids and elders got to get rocked before we ready to die. Like, we ain't gonna live forever, man. Exactly. You know, I ain't saying I'm the bravest nigga on the planet, but yo, I'll die for one of y'all. Like, if we standing for something,
yeah,
I'll die for one of y'all. No questions asked.
I respect that. But that's the thing. Like, you gotta show them that you willing to do that. Like, we back up. Like, that's what I'm saying. We get a little money and back up.
100%.
Like, nah, we gotta, when you like, that's the time to move forward. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta move forward and show them like nah. Yeah. Nah, I'm coming for you. Like, I'm coming for your head. Like, no, like, my family don't want no. We understand the bread. No. We want blood.
Yeah. They don't understand nothing else at this point. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not promoting it, but it is what it is. Like, violence begets violence sometimes, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, yo, you know, they gave this woman's family, or this woman's, I don't know the facts, but these people took this bread, and I'm on the fence about that. And everybody's yelling, yo, you know, nobody's been convicted, and but it's like, yo, why did y'all take that money, man?
Before everything was done,
especially if you ain't gonna make moves with it. Yeah, like, if you give me 12, if you give me 12 million, like, you give me 12 million, $1 million going on somebody's head, man.
Straight up. Usually the civil suit comes after the verdict.
You know, like I said, if you ain't ready to die, then, you know, I don't say too much on internet and, you know, social media. That's not how I was raised. So I get people coming at me sometimes with the, yo, you not saying enough, or you saying too little, and it's like, I can say what the fuck I want to say and put up what I want to put up, but you know, this is social media. This is how y'all moving, like, because we didn't move like this. 100%. If we had beef on the streets, you know, we either called each other's, you know, met somewhere, shot it out, or
shoot the fire. Word the mother, shoot the fire.
But it has to be unity, and we as black people, we don't have unity, because for me to say that I'm a mother of 4, right? And for me to say I'm gonna put my life on the line for my neighbor, my black neighbor, you know, I could feel comfortable if I know, one, if I go out here and put my life on the line, my children are gonna be taken care of by my community. They're gonna parent my children to make sure that they do what I want them to do, as if I was still here, you know. And we don't have that. We're not taking care of one another and one another's children. Like, right now, there's a lot of children out here without parents, and we're desensitized to it. It's like, oh, her mother died, oh, you know, like, they'll be okay. Oh, her father died, she'll be okay. They'll have to make it work. And that's not unity. That's not a community within us. You understand what I'm saying? So just for us to be like, I'm gonna stand out here, because I look at these children sometimes and I say, you know, if something happened to you, we got to get out here and march. But y'all is so disrespectful, or y'all don't care about the elderly people on the bus. Y'all won't get up and give them a seat, or on a train, or wherever, and y'all curse in front of them. And then again, if a Caucasian officer do something to you, I have to get out here and put my life on the line, and you don't even have the respect for these older people. So we have to get that back. Now, where that's going to start, I don't know, because it seemed like it got too far ahead of us. But that's the problem with us. And I know other people notice about us that it's like, can we get a hold on us? We got to get a hold on us in order to move forward. And I think that's mostly our problem.
You're right. And you said a few things. And I mean, shit, I couldn't curse on the block without another grown-up chastising me when I was a kid. And my parents ain't mine, you know what I'm saying? And that's how most communities was when I grew up. But you know, it's a lot of things we have to fix within ourselves, man. We have to get rid of some of our own people.
Whoo, boy.
Yes.
No, factual. That's why
right.
You know, I told you, I say that all the time.
100%.
I always be like, yo,
we have to get rid of some of our well, they not our people. You know what I'm saying? They might be the same color, same melanated, all that. They're not our people though, man. They devils. Devils come in all shapes, sizes, and colors, man.
Yeah.
You know, I see certain, like, for example, I say something today with the man and his kids at the car dealership in the Bronx, and you know, this dude covered his kids when they shot up the car dealership, and people was like, he's a hero, and I'm like, what do you mean he's a hero? He did what he was a parent supposed to do.
Right.
Exactly.
Like I commend him just because, but I expect that too. I expected him to protect his kids and lay down over their bodies and shield them with his body. Like, why wouldn't he do that? That's his children.
Yeah, you gonna leave
That's the expectations of the world. They don't look at it that way. We look at it like that is what he was supposed to do.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
you don't need a accommodation for doing your job.
Exactly. You said the right word right there. He don't need to be accommodated for that. He's supposed to.
Yeah, like, mommy, I did my room. Nigga, that's your room.
That's your room.
You're supposed to do that. I ain't giving you no space. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yo, man. That's
crazy. Yo, I see so much stuff in the past 10, 20 years, man, but like I said, a lot of that shit is our fault. Men and women, black men alike, man. Like, just a lot. We have a lot of fixing to do. And we have a lot of issues with mental health.
Yes.
That some of us, you know, suppressing and, you know, shit. I seen somebody get murdered in front of me at 19. I was with Prince Paul and I tripped over the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit stuck with me through my whole 20 years up until now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm able to deal with it now. But he introduced me to the kid, and 5 seconds later, he get his head blown off.
Wow.
And I'm tripping over the dude, and I got his blood and his brains on the back of my pants.
Wow.
That's that. Anything after that, I've seen people get murdered after that or killed or been laid out. It didn't affect me because of that first death, that first murder that I saw.
Wow.
And you know, it desensitized me. And, you know, I just realized in the past 10 years, like, damn, that shit really affected me.
Wow.
And it's so true, because we spoke about that too, to have as an upcoming show. But we have so many traumas that we deal with, you know. And then when the crack era hit, it hit us so hard, and we didn't know what to do after that. You know what I'm saying? It's just go get yourself together, and that's that. But we lost so much of our black males. We lost many of our black females that were supposed to be the leaders, and a lot of people after that had to fend for themselves and find their way. So there's a lot of older broken people based off the choices that their parents made, you know, or the ones that was responsible for them. And we got to look back in order to go forward. We do have to look back sometimes and try to fix what was broken back then, because sometimes you remain that broken child. Just your body continues to grow, you continue to age, but you stay mentally stuck at the age where the trauma occurred. You know, and I think we find it hard to talk about it because we've always been told, don't go to school telling those people my business, or you better not go out there and telling them people our business. So we stay quiet in the doctor's office. Even now, if I take my children to the doctor and they ask me to step out the room, I think it's weird. I'm like, excuse me, but my children, you can speak. But to us, coming from where I come from, I was raised that way. What happens in my house is in my house. You keep your mouth closed. So we come from that, and it's like to break that is very hard, you know. So we do have traumas, and I don't want to take up your time as the guest, but you're absolutely right. We do have traumas that we're dealing with.
You talking absolutely, and it shouldn't have been no reason that grandmothers was raising their grandchildren, you know, unless otherwise, like, because that's what happened. A lot of grandmothers was raising their grandchildren, and you know, it should be exceptions to the rules with that, but not a whole generation of that. Absolutely. That's crazy to me.
Word. So, damn, and you just said some stuff, man, that you've seen something when you was with Prince Paul that traumatized you for about 20 years. So, in that tribute song that y'all did for L, like, thinking back, did you see certain things that was potentially harmful to him? And do you think that you could have done anything different to change the outcome of that situation?
Nah, well, I mean, it's public knowledge now, and I've seen videos, and you know, that was somebody that he grew up with, and that was some Harlem shit. So, you know, whatever else shit with somebody, about the situation.
Uh-huh.
Who knows? So he didn't tell me about it. He was more or less like closer to Ness, than anybody. He was close with all of us, but Ness, him and Ness had a rapport.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit. L used to get his brothers upset because he used to snatch money to go gamble and lose the shit, and then go and stay in Finesse crib.
Word,
you know what I'm saying? Because Lee was mad because he went in the stash to take that bread and lost the money gambling. But other than that, man, like nobody had no idea what was going on at the time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I still got flyers. Like I'm gonna start putting certain things up, but I still got the flyers. He was doing the party with Dame at the Pulse years back. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is eerie to me. I got a whole stack of flyers. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And he was giving them shits out when he got rocked. You know what I'm saying? I think Joe and Show seen him laid out. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they were affected. I know how I was affected, not physically seeing him at that moment. Yeah. But them dudes is like, I know they hold some shit with them from seeing that. You know what I mean? Like they seen his boots under the sheet.
Wow.
So they was the first two out the crew on the scene, and I was mad at him that night because he didn't show up to the studio.
Yeah, that's
little did I know. When I got home, my lady like, yo, got some news for you, and I'm like, I don't even want to hear this shit, but what is it? And she told me what it was, and I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? I think I don't even know what I was thinking at that moment. I drank some Bacardi. I was sitting on my shelf and I blacked out.
Wow. Man, rest in peace to L, man. Rest in peace to his brother Lee. You know what I mean? So, you got knowledge of self, man, and all of that stuff, man. If you can define your career using one word, all them books you read as a kid, what word would you use?
Student. I'm forever a student, man. Like you never stop learning. I'm just forever a student. Like people talk that legendary shit. I never say I'm a legend. If you go look at interviews, any of that, I never spew that out my mouth because my legends is still alive. Cass is still alive. Melly Mel is still alive. Biz is still alive. Modi is still alive. Grand Wizard Theodore is still alive. Herc is still alive. Flash is still alive. The list goes on. LL still like Kane, Rock, these dudes is legends. You know what I'm saying? And I know what I've done, but people, I had to tell somebody a while ago, like, yo, you realize Kane is a multi-platinum artist? You realize Rakim is a multi-platinum artist? Like, the, which album was that? The Holy Are You album? Or that shit just went platinum. I'm like, damn, that shit came out in 0-something. Wow. Rakim is still going platinum. Like, do y'all understand what that means? Yeah, and these dudes is, they older than me. Yeah. That's a big deal. I ain't got no personal platinum plaques. I've got plaques from being a part of things, but these dudes is legends, and they still killing shit. Yeah. And it's a lot to learn from them still.
But you got the longevity though. You know what I mean? A lot of people.
Yeah, I got that. I got that under my belt. But then they got that as well. They got like 30. People like, yo, you got 30 years. I'm like, word. So they got 40 since hip hop is only 47 on paper, even though it was older than that. But it just turned 47. I'm older than hip hop. I'm older than hip hop on paper. I'm 49. Hip hop turned 47, and I'm like, technically is older than that, but yeah, I understand in the business it is 47 years old. Wow. Shit is still young. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Ali Vegas is my generation plus the end of my generation plus a new generation. Yep. This is what people don't understand. Like, but the shit is young, and he's the product.
Facts.
He's the product of it.
Facts.
Not me.
Facts.
Yeah, I learned from them.
Shout out to Prince of New York, Pony. You know what I mean?
From numb.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact, kid. We
always I'm speaking what it is. Like, this is just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Man, listen, big
he's the product of two generations. Like, he fucks with us, and he started his own. Like, to me, I look at him like Stacks and all of them.
Yes.
Like, that's another generation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now we dealing with it. He's over the new generation now.
Yes.
But it's just different, you know.
You should see them when they come in here. They turn them beats on, everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody clamor up when them beats come on. They sit around the table around them like, damn, I don't know if I want to even open up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Word.
Like I mean, these cats today, they different, but shit, if they sit in a room with Ali Vegas and motherfuckers tell them, yo, who gonna spit?
He's going. And it's off
He's
the top.
going. Because that's where he's cut from that cloth, but he's a newer cloth than me. You understand?
Yeah.
He's a newer cloth than me, and he's been around he's been around, you know, Nas, he's been around, but he's still, you know, a few clicks younger than us, you know what I'm saying? And he's a different generation, so, you know, if we didn't take nothing from what they've done, this is, you know, people don't understand this shit goes in levels, man. It goes in levels, you know what I'm saying? And dude is an old soul, but he's young. He's young. Sir. He's a young boy to me.
Yes,
he's
sir.
a young man, not a young boy.
Yes,
he's
sir.
still a young man.
Yes, sir. So I know we kept you on here longer than I thought.
Nah, I'm good. Where I'm going.
Oh, okay. All right. Nah, word the mother, for real. Listen, but I know that you did say that you're about to hang it up as far as the music is concerned, man. And I know you did something, my man. Shout out to DeMarco the Great, man. He did something. I think one of the engineers out there is his cousin, and y'all did something. But what's next? Like, what's the final project going to look like, and when do you plan on putting that out?
Like I said, I'm gonna try to. Well, I ain't gonna try. I'm gonna get it out before next year in May. My birthday's May 13th, so salute. I'll be 50 in May. It just seemed like the right number to stop at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And but like I said, I still do features. This is a piece of my bread and butter. You know, I still do features all day, every day. But I don't know. The pandemic slowed me down, man. You know, as far as just talking about things. I could have did an album 10 months ago, but I don't know. I just said, yo, let me see how this whole thing unfolds. And you know, I just moved, and I'm not used to the country and trees and air, and you know, like just I've been around the world, but I've never lived in the country, and it changed me. I'm smoking weed again. I feel good. You know, I'm smaller. I'm just in the best shape of my life. I feel good. My mind feel good. But I've never been afraid, man. I've never been afraid. And I say that to say the shit that's going on, like this is something our parents ain't never witnessed. A pandemic, an economic meltdown, and the racism shit all at the same time.
One word.
That's the trifecta, man.
Yes, indeed.
Shit this shit is crazier than 9/11.
Boy.
Absolutely.
Word the mother, man.
And you know, hearing Sid's voice, seeing our sisters get tossed around and beat the fuck up by police, like just all kind. I'm like, yo, something's coming, man. You know, I left New York because I was like, yo, I feel like something gonna happen to me. But you know, like I said, being a student in life, sometimes things don't happen to you personally. It means that it's gonna affect everybody. And just look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I left just in time, so I might have been one of those caught up in the COVID shit or whatever.
Oh yeah, no question. No question.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I left. You know what I mean? But just so many things happening, man. I ain't never been afraid before. I ain't afraid of no man.
100%.
I just never been afraid of what's coming. Yeah. Because I don't know what's coming.
The unknown is frightening.
Yeah.
And you can't prepare for the unknown.
Yeah, how do you prepare for that? Like, you know, you can have all of the guns, knives, bomb. You don't know what's coming.
Facts.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, I keep one eye open when I'm asleep, literally now, but I rest better though being down south.
Man, listen, man. We salute you, King, man, for real, man.
Definitely, man.
And we appreciate you, And shout out to my brother Goombaya. Word up, man. He definitely,
no doubt.
He helped connect the dots, man. So I appreciate you, King, man. Hopefully, if you come to New York, man, you can stop through. You know what I'm saying? On a Friday with me and the King, Ali in here, man, and chop it up, man. Get y'all on a cipher, man. We need to see y'all two on a cipher together, man. Word to mother, man. But, man, thank you, man. We appreciate you, man. Tell everybody where they can follow you to support whatever it is that you're doing and what you plan on doing.
Shit, all I have is an Instagram at OCDITCO, and I got at the Real Old Sizzle is my Twitter. I'm working on multiple things. I can show you better than I can tell you, but I got albums coming. I got features. I got calls that I ain't got in over 20 years from other artists. I don't really fuck with too many artists, but I'm like, you want to do records with me? Okay. But I won't reveal that yet, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, man.
Until it's done, y'all hear it for yourself. But other than that, man, I'm just enjoying life for the moment.
Man. Before you go, can I just ask you to tell the story about, I know you had a song where you put in about like the reptilians. Oh, can you tell that story really quick about your cousin on the train?
Oh, wow.
Shout out to Edie.
Yeah. Basically, my cousin was on the train maybe 5-10 years. I say within a 10-year time frame. He's on the train. I believe he stopped smoking weed. He was coming from work. It's daytime still. He's on the J or the M train coming from Manhattan. He gets on the train. He sits in front of a lady. She blinks and her eyes blink vertically. So he's like, all right, maybe it's the weed. I ain't smoked weed in like a month. He gets up because he's spooked now. It's daytime too. He gets up from his seat. It goes to the end of the car. The lady follows him. Gets up and follows him to the end of the car. Yeah. Now he's between I believe Myrtle and Flushing, so it's a little delay now. Now she peeps. Of course, she gets up and sits in front of him and smiles and did it again.
Wow.
And he wouldn't look at the lady. You know what I'm saying? He turned his back to her. He's looking through the window now. He's looking at a reflection.
Whistling.
And he got off the train and was spooked for like a year. I kid you not, man.
And you know,
I kid you not.
They're laughing. But the reason why I asked for you to recite that story is because, you know, when we were growing up, your grandparent will always tell you, like, if you come in the house and you want to put on the music and blast it, they say, oh, no, you're not going to disturb my peace, right? And as youngsters, we don't understand what that means. But as we get older, you know, and some of us start to get on our path and start to pay attention to what's inside of us, we start to have a relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, you start to gain peace and understand what it's like to have peace amongst your household and in your life, right? And for me, on my journey and on my walk, God started to reveal things to me, and I started to be able to see things. And you know, there's a scripture in the Bible where God tells you He's gonna uncover your eyes and uncork your ears. And you hear certain rappers say, you know, I was walking around blind, but I'm not blind anymore, and I started to see certain things. And people do see things, you know, certain things we do get to see. People always told us they saw demons walking this earth, and we're like, I ain't never seen a demon, you know, whatever. But it's not until you get on a certain path that certain things are revealed to you. So I don't think that your cousin is going crazy. And it's scary when you're the only one who saw something like that. You know, it's nerve wracking because you're like, I know what I saw, but then it's like, it sounds weird. But when we
Right.
are on our journeys in life, God reveals certain things to us and allow us to know that your mind isn't playing tricks on you. And I'm like, for certain people, they would laugh and think that that's a joke, but it can be very scary. You know, to see
I've
something in
seen
other
things.
people.
Yeah.
I've seen things like I said, I left New York. I had something in my heart. I never listened to my intuition when it came to danger. Like I've always made stupid mistakes as a young adult growing up, but it just never bit me in the ass extremely. But this time, for some reason, something told me, I'm not gonna last if I don't change my circumstances. Now I wasn't partying, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, I wasn't doing nothing that I thought was leading me down that road, but I used to see shadows and shit like that, and you chalk it up to my mind playing tricks on me, or or people bad energy, man. People have things with them too, and that shit can attach to you.
100%.
And people don't understand that. And I got 2 cats. Them motherfuckers, when I see them look weird, I look in their direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the most part, I've always been like, damn, like, why you do that? Like, because they spooked me out because I know they saw something. So now I get upset with them and scream and raise my voice with the cats. But they like, nigga, we trying to warn you. Like, something is standing right there. Like, wow.
Animals will warn you, boy. I ain't even playing. When you see them move,
your cat eyes just get big for no reason, and you ain't doing nothing to them or playing with them. There's something there.
Shout out to OC, man. Word
up.
Oh man, big homie, man. Thank you, man. Shout out to the God, man. OC.
Appreciate y'all.
Word, man. We gonna support whatever it is you putting out there. You got music, man. Send it, man. We throwing every blast in that. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
Word, man.
No doubt.
So again, peace, King. Thank you very much, man. We'll definitely holler at you again. Salute.
Peace to the God.
Salute.
Peace, King.
Peace. Peace, sis.
Great interview.
So at this time, we're gonna take it to a short DJ JOJ mini mix, and when we come back, we're gonna get into a little bit of these politics, man. You know what I mean? Wake the people up out here, man, for real. Don't forget the number to call in is 516-206-0711. Bars and Hoops Radio, the Oddcast. Check in with us.